What's up, guys? Cassandra Carson here from Paralandra and the Life Project, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour podcast.
Hola, amigos. This is Billy Sheehan. You're listening to me right here and watching on the Weekly Pour podcast. Thank you.
Hey, this is Frank Fletcher. You're listening to the Weekly Pour podcast with TbT and Ace.
I'm Logan, right?
Yes.
That's how all right, I'll go now. What's up, everybody? It's Logan from All the Pretty Things, and you're listening to TbT and Ace on the Weekly Pour podcast.
Hey, guys. This is John Karabi from, just about every band but ABBA, and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Turn it up.
Hey guys, it's Leather Leone, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour. Great metalheads, crazy music, because we all bleed metal. Ciao.
Yo guys, it's Mark McKay here, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Crank it up.
My name's Reggie, and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Thanks so much for joining the most amazing twosome out there.
This is Mark Merrill, also known as Johnny B. Bad. It's a blessing to teach you a lesson at the Weekly Pour with TbT and Ace.
The most amazing things that can happen to a human being will happen to you if you lower your expectations. Welcome to the Weekly Pour podcast. Here are your hosts, TbT and Ace.
What is going on? I am TbT. That guy over there is Ace. This is the Weekly Pour podcast. And this so happens to be episode number 76 and our very, very last episode of 2023. And just to top that off, we're actually broadcasting this live tonight, of course, on YouTube, like we always do, Facebook, like we always do, the Twitter, and also on Instagram. However,
The new frontier.
well, Instagram does this thing where they want you to put it in some kind of weird frame. Okay, and if you do that, this is what it looks like. I'm going to try this right here. I'm going to see if I can get it to do it. No, I can't do it in the middle of actually doing the broadcast. But anyway, it's a small square. It's like the size of my phone. If I knew where it was, that would be what it looked like. So in order to have this giant screen with both of our gorgeous faces on the YouTubes, on the Book of Face, we have to have it like this. I have the live playing on Instagram right now. And yeah, looks crappy. If I go over here, I'm right in the middle. If you move your head to the right, then the other right. Yeah, if you do that, then we're both there. Not that far. Stop. Oh, so see, it's just not working, but I don't care. What? Yep, there it is. Whatever.
That will be the one everyone watches too.
I know. Right now, there's two people watching, and
one of them's you.
One of them's me, and I think the other one is the lady I'm married to. But, hey, we never know until we try what's going on, so whatever. Welcome to the chat, whoever's in there. Of course, our chat is live on YouTube whenever we're doing this live. If you're listening to this, don't go to the chat because we're not there. Who's in right now? Of course, our moderator, Natalie, for now, once again, is in. Who else is there? Kathy, welcome. Wes is there, and you guys better all hit that thumbs up because this isn't your first rodeo. You've been here before, so hit the damn button. Damn it. What? I'm out of a job until 2024? Yes, Natalie. Nothing for you to do until 2024. But, and we'll talk about this later, we've got an expectation from everybody that listens because we're going to be doing some homework over the course of the next couple weeks. So you're going to get to enjoy your Christmas, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that brings us to today.
Without looking at us.
Yeah. Or hearing us or whatever. I'm now an empty nester again.
Yeah. How many people visited you in the last week?
Just 2.
Okay.
Well, does that count the delivery drivers?
Yes.
Because those sons of a guns have been here like they're going out of style. Let me tell you a story. I got to tell you a story.
Back.
Oh, no. Well, here's a good one. So you've been to this area that I like to call the den. Okay?
Yeah.
The wife put a Christmas tree up in here. Okay? No big deal. I don't care. It's Christmas time. It will be tree number 6 that is in my house. Whatever. Just I'll explain that in a minute. So this would be one. It's huge. It's like 7 to 8 foot that she puts up in here. I'm like, all right, cool. Got the lights put in it. Didn't have good bulbs. Not the lights, but the little hangy things, like the little testicles that you hang in your tree. Didn't have good ones. So we're shopping in one of the big box stores in our area, and she finds some. And I said, heck yeah, get them. They're black. They look awesome. So when she got home, she's like, I'm going to put these in the tree. I said, cool. So she throws them up there, gets them all up there. Looks real good. And then I look at it. And I'm like, yeah, no, looks like crap. Black bulbs, green tree.
Yeah, I can't imagine how that would look good at all.
Right. But you know what happened next?
You took them down?
No. In the sweetest voice ever, she goes, well, can I just get a white tree? What am I supposed to do? So I said, of course, babe, you do what you want. I don't care. You want a white tree, get a white tree. Because the bulbs ain't going back. So I'm getting ready for our show tonight, getting everything up, getting lights going, everything up. Somebody pulls up in the driveway. Guess who it is?
Delivery person.
Yeah, it's the white tree guy.
Yep.
Yeah. So the tall green one came down between 6:30 and 6:45, or 6:20 and 6:30. I don't know. This was fast. I've never seen her move that fast.
This is
And
like
there
a
it was.
professional.
Oh yeah, I was set up.
We're talking at 6:45. You and I were talking.
Oh, so this was 10 minutes before that.
Oh, okay.
I was like, you got to go. I was like, I got to have my space. So she did. I am almost positive, though, that the white tree has been put together in the kitchen. And all she's going to have to do when this is done is walk in here with this big ass tree and set it down. Like Paul Bunyan chopping it down.
This is like when you paint the house a color that doesn't quite turn out like you think.
Right.
And then you just go out and buy furniture to match it.
Yeah. The only thing I hope she did, and I don't see it laying around, is I hope she took the crow off of the top of the tree.
The crow?
Yeah, I put a crow in the top of the tree.
Where did you get a crow?
Backyard.
Which dog found it for you?
Oh, no, it still flies. I just got line wrapped around its leg.
Why?
It's fine.
Is this a Christmas tradition I don't know about? Is there something in some song that says you have to have a crow in your tree that's white or something?
I like the movie.
The Crow.
Yeah, so I went outside, got a crow. I actually got it drunk. And then it passed out. I got it, tied string to its leg, tied it to the tree, and now it just sits there. No,
I believe you.
It's not a real crow.
No, I believe you, though.
Okay, it is a real crow. It's not a real crow. It's not a real crow, but I don't know if she got it off of there. And I got the white tree, yes. See, I knew it. I should have been looking at the chat the whole damn time. Because she has it in there. Yes, she's fluffing it now. Fluffing it now.
It's ready to go.
I know. But you know what? Secretly, I'm going to appreciate it because when it gets in here, you're going to put all those black testicles on it and it's going to look awesome.
What do you do with the other tree, though?
It got put back in its sack.
No.
It's got a tote. Oh, but it gets better. It got put in its tote, and I hear the words, boy, I can't wait till next year so I can put it up for our Christmas party. That got my attention, and I'm like, what Christmas party?
What Christmas party?
Thank you. And she immediately pointed that way and said, the one we'll have in the garage mahal.
Nice.
Yeah, news to me.
That has internet now.
No, it does not.
Oh, I thought you were doing that.
We talked about it, but no, it doesn't yet.
I thought you were splicing it from the neighbor or running a cable yourself in the ground. Or
Yeah, not yet. I had to worry about leaks and stuff like that.
you're not alone. Kathy said that a customer put a crow on his tree today.
Thank you, Kathy. And I would like to meet that customer because I think it's cool. He's like this tall, doesn't say much,
But
and
why are you not the only one? What am I missing?
nothing. What's cooler than having a crow at the top of your tree?
An eagle?
I would probably get in trouble if I had one strapped to the tree. And it would crush the tree. Those things are like the size of eagles.
But it's cooler than a crow.
Is it though?
So tell me, that's on the old tree. That's on the new tree, right? The white tree has a black crow.
The white tree isn't even in here yet. That's the one she's in there fluffing.
Okay, but you could put a black crow on it with black bulbs.
That's what
What
I
does that say?
Yeah.
What does that? But what's that say about you and your black heart?
It means that my black heart bled on the white tree. I mean, I didn't even mention anything about the zombie fingers.
No. No, and Kathy's gets even creepier because they want to put a pentagram on it.
A pentagram topper? Yeah, I know. I all I did was put a crow. That's it. I can't think of anything
Jesus
else.
loves you. Just so you know.
Who?
Jesus loves you.
Oh, well, like crows. I mean, if I could, I won't even show you the bottle thing. No, I'm gonna leave that alone. Anyway, yeah. So it's a crow. I don't even know if she got the crow off of the old one, but if she did, it's going on the new one. It's not even an old tree. That's like our traditional family tree. But here's the thing, and you know this: my family's not here. I always say my family, my children are not here.
Right.
So we decided this year, you know what? We don't need to put all the family stuff up on the tree. We're just going to experiment with some different things. I didn't mean for experimentation to turn into a new damn tree.
And zombie fingers and crows and black bulbs.
Oh no, those have been there for years.
You mentioned, I find this interesting, but you mentioned like the family stuff, right, on a tree.
Right.
Like to me, that's the traditional ornaments your kid made in school when they were in third grade, or
Yeah.
The baby's first Christmas, and the things you always hang up, right? We have 3 boxes, one for each kid,
Right.
and it has their specific ornaments. And every year, not so much now, but every year, they would put their ornaments on that tree.
Absolutely.
And it looked like crap because we're terrible at decorating a tree.
Right.
And it was always uneven and nothing on the back side, and everything was low because the kids were little, but it was our tree, right?
Right.
There seems to be a thing now where everything looks like a Hallmark Christmas card now. And I don't know where everyone's family heirlooms have went. Like, no one has a crappy looking tree anymore.
Oh, I
They
love
all
the
look
crappy
perfect.
looking trees.
They all look so perfect.
But I gotta see if I'm actually looking for a picture now because I have a Hallmark tree, one of the 6, and I told the wife that when I came home and seen it, I said that looks
Natalie
like
knows I'm talking about her. She says my tree is the perfect combo of Hallmark and traditional. Because hers look gorgeous.
Whose?
Natalie's. Hers look gorgeous.
Oh.
It had like lights shining on it and halos around it and all this stuff. And
she also plays with a stupid elf. So I'll leave it at that.
What's the elf? Where?
Don't even get me started on the elf. Yeah. Well, so this Hallmark tree is something the wife did up, and I said, "Wow, when you see that, it looks like it belongs in Macy's." Because it was one of those, it's just nice and pretty and tree. And it's pink. See, that's what I'm talking about. She just told me to hush it. I'm
Yeah.
not even going to get into it. To me, it's one of the whatever. I'm not even going to touch it. I hate the elf.
Why though? Because
Um,
your children weren't small enough to enjoy it, for one.
they never would have, because I would have never done that.
I did it in a way that you would do it.
I wouldn't do it.
Well, we did things like I made. I think my daughter actually made a mask that looked like the Saw character, like
Beautiful.
Jigsaw, and we taped it to the elf's face,
Oh,
and
well,
then we would hang it above my youngest daughter's bed. We did stuff like that.
I mean, that's okay, but yeah, I just, it's not my thing. I hate the elf. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I hate it. I just hate it. It's just not my thing. I'm allowed to. I was looking
What
for.
if it was an elf that looked like Snoop Dogg and
No, I hate the stupid Snoop on a stoop thing too. That's so moronic. I mean, that's as bad as like Chewie on a Huey or Vader on a Tater.
you just hate Christmas tradition. You hate it.
Not true. The elf's not a tradition. It's not a Christmas tradition.
It has been around for at least 10 years. That makes it a tradition.
10 years.
And no star on your tree, and by God, we have to have a crow.
You're damn right. We will caw all night.
And no glistening red and green bulbs for you.
No.
No. Got to be black.
No, the bulbs were actually white.
No
On the old
icicles.
tree. But now I don't know what the hell color they're going to be, because I don't know if this tree is pre-lit or what. So I'm confused. She would wake up screaming. See? I'm not, no. Mm-mm.
Kathy mentioned Snoop and Martha are all over her store. That's why I mentioned it, because she's got Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart running around the store. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I despise the elf. If I had a store like that, though, I would totally do that with like Snoop or whatever little things I could find. But
Well, you know what? The elf despises you. Damn it.
good. If we ever cross paths, then he will be destroyed.
He's got Christmas magic, man.
Negative. No. Anyway.
And for the record, I'm not picking on anyone's trees. If you like a Hallmark tree, have a Hallmark tree. I just find it interesting that nobody hangs the traditional stuff anymore. It's just, perfect all the time.
This is the first year.
And I don't know. I'm jealous, though. I don't know how they do it.
Sure. This is the first year that we've not done it. And I don't know, the oldest kid's 27, 28. So first time in like 28 years that we've not done the traditional hang up the kids' first ornaments and stuff like that. This is the very first year. And it's just turned into 6 trees. 1, 2, 3, 4 of which are small. They're probably about, I don't know, 2-foot trees.
That's another thing that people are doing. Now, we have 2. And this is the first time we've done that. But a lot of people they do multiple trees.
Right.
They have one in every room, it seems like. Yeah. I find that interesting.
I have 3 in the living room alone. 1 big one, 2 small ones. And then there's 2 in the kitchen and 1 in the bar, which will end up being the white one. And then the 7th tree is now in the garage waiting for some supposed Christmas party. So, yeah. Can't wait for Valentine's Day. Twinkie. I'm not even going to mention how.
The elf's name is Twinkie.
That's great. And he's probably full of, never mind, like a Twinkie. Good. I don't want him watching this daggone show. 4 in the kitchen. Whatever. So remember when you and I talked about, I'm pretty sure we did, we talked about wanting to go to one of the 2 shows that Aaron Lewis was putting on here in close to us up in Brown County, Indiana, at the Brown County Music Center.
Yeah, it was something we were talking about that we were interested in. Yes.
Yeah, well, don't worry, because not only are we not going, nobody's going. Canceled.
Another show canceled. Another, not by Aaron, but Ace had to cancel. Someone else has canceled some shows. So what's going on with Aaron Lewis?
Yeah, so Aaron Lewis shut down the rest of his 2023 tour completely. This was because of a doctor's orders that his throat needed to be given a rest before he did damage to his vocal cords. This was him saying, I'm creeping up on 22, or I'm sorry, on 52. And after recording a new Stained album, a new solo album, and playing 150 plus shows, his doctors have insisted that he take the month off to give his voice some much needed rest before he damages them. So that impacted his stops in Concord, New Hampshire, Springfield, Massachusetts, Verona, New York, 2 shows that we know of in Nashville, Indiana, and of course, Saginaw, Michigan. So I don't know if any of those other places had double shows scheduled, but our area did. And yeah, so yeah.
150 shows is a lot, though.
It is.
And now, a new Stained record and a new solo record, that's a lot.
It is a lot. And you know, Aaron Lewis doesn't skip out on putting on a decent show. So I'm sure it is a big strain. And I guess this is one of those things where if your doctor says you need to chill, you need to chill. And it looks like these were all rescheduled too and not canceled. I think the only one that was canceled was the second show that he had scheduled in Saginaw, Michigan. So everything else is just rescheduled until sometime in 2024.
Right. You know, I get it though. You know, it's harder and harder as you go to sing, and he sings in a style. Some of those Stain songs are not easy. At all. You would think they are in a way, but they're not. Especially the growly stuff, the Cookie Monster type stuff.
Right, and I've tried in the shower, and you're absolutely right. It's super difficult.
Yeah, I tried it in my car. Yeah, So Far Away. That's a beautiful song.
Oh, wonderful!
And those notes they will rip your throat out.
Yeah,
they are so.
Which is why we drink hot coffee or hot tea during the show, so we don't ruin our vocals.
So yeah, you know, like you said, creeping up on 52. Well, I know how that feels, and it's not easy. I don't know how these guys do it for 2 hours a night anyway.
No.
The only thing is, you would think it's an acoustic show, right? That's what he's talking about.
Yes.
American Acoustic Tour. You would think that would be a little easier on his throat, but you know what? Good for him to not push it to where he fractures a larynx and then he can't do anything for like a year.
Was this an acoustic tour? Because I know the 2 shows that were going to be in Nashville were acoustic. I didn't know if they were all acoustic.
Yeah, this is part of his 2023 Americana or American Patriot Acoustic Tour.
Okay.
That's what it says in the article from Loudwire.
Okay. I'm gonna throw up a comment real quick on our Instagram. Sorry about the shitty video. And just so you know, Leather actually just joined on our Instagram. So
sweet. Hey, yeah. Leather.
Sorry about the shitty video. This is the first live on Instagram, and their rules suck. Ha 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 ha. I'm going to get banned.
Yeah, you are. I was actually thinking about Leather today and the 2 episodes we had with her, and you know, thinking about what she's been up to because, on her Instagram, she's posted some merch that she's got out there, some shirts and stuff. I think they were for the live shows and stuff. They were really cool. Yeah. So that was cool that she's got, you know, stuff she can sell, and she's got, you know, stuff in South America that she got planned and things like that. It's really cool.
Exactly. And I mean, that's somebody we've had on twice, and you know, this is why, because she is just going freaking nonstop. Kathy just jumped over to the Instagram as well and made a point to say, "Can't see you very much." We know. We know. Whatever. You got to try. Um, Speaking of voices, like Leathers, who's a constant freaking goddess. The person I'm getting ready to talk, not so much. He's not a goddess at all. But we just got new music from Sebastian freaking Bach.
Yeah, you told me
And
about it today.
yeah, I told you about it, and I went and listened to it. And I will be honest, I was not expecting much because it's Sebastian. I've heard him sing some things live. Um, Unfiltered, unstudioed, however you want to put it. Wasn't expecting much. I was hoping this wasn't just right before Christmas, let's get something out and maybe sell some more stuff, whatever. So I clicked on it, and keep in mind this is the first single that he's put out, or first new music in 20 years. It's either 20 years or like very close to it.
Has it been that
So
long?
yeah. Yeah, let me read this real quick. The name of the song is "What Do I Got to Lose?" His first song in nearly a decade, so that would be 10 years. Whatever, 10, 20. Now it doesn't really matter. But yeah, first release of a single in like 10 years. What Do I Got to Lose is the opening shot of a new album from Sebastian, scheduled to arrive in 2024. We don't have a title or a release date yet. We just know that it's supposed to come out next year. So, as I mentioned, I clicked it, and I think the exact words I used were "holy shit." It immediately reminded me of Slave to the Grind-esque Sebastian Bach. It's powerful. It's strong. Maybe not lyrically, because I haven't really listened to the lyrics. I was just listening to, the music and his singing. But man, it's good.
Yeah, I played it just before we went on air, and when you said "slave to the grind" ish or esque, I was skeptical. But boy, once that riff kicked in, I see where you're coming from. It's a little slower than that. It's not quite in that heavy vein, but it's heavy enough.
Right.
And Sebastian sounds great on it.
I know.
He sounds great.
And you mentioned this to me before we went on air, but you heard him recently on whatever that singer show is, The Masked Singer.
He was on The Masked Singer.
Yeah. And maybe
And,
didn't sound the greatest.
No, it was a bit rough.
Sure.
It was a bit rough. But that's totally unfiltered. I don't think they put anything on your voice at all. And,
yeah, I don't think there's any production effort put into that at all.
And I think Sebastian was more into having fun with the s'more character that he was. He was a s'more.
Excuse me?
So if you're not familiar with The Masked Singer, it's a singing competition where they get celebrities to dress up in costumes, and these costumes are themed. You might be an elf, you might be a waffle, you might be a banana, but no one knows who you are, and you go out and sing songs and try to win this competition.
I do remember Bret Michaels was a banana.
Correct. Matter of fact, he was on the show last week, and in contrast, sounded amazing because he came out and performed "Nothing But a Good Time," got the crowd going, and when they did this little like a sing off kind of thing between two of the contestants in their costumes, and they had to sing "Nothing But a Good Time."
Okay.
So that was kind of a blast for them. But Sebastian, yeah, you have to come out in a character, and he was a s'more, so he was all melty. Had marshmallows and chocolate all over him, and
I'm gonna have to look this up because I just can't see Sebastian as a s'more.
So, someone guessed it though. One of the judges on the panel guessed that it was Sebastian, and I don't know how she picked it out because he didn't sound like himself.
So, are their voices changed during their singing?
No, only when they're speaking.
Okay.
No, so you could be well. Dee Snider was just on not that long ago. Chris Jericho. So you can, if you're in tune with what you're listening to, you can pick people out sometimes. But there's such a vast array of talent that they pick from.
Right.
That it's not all from the rock vein or the pop vein. It's all over the place.
Okay.
So it's hard if you don't see who it is. You see, a skeleton or something. It's hard sometimes to pick out who it is. But they give you clues. They give you clues along the way. I think, that was one of Sebastian's clues was a monkey.
Ah, I get it.
Yeah. So they let him, once he was revealed because he lost his end of the competition, he actually sang a Skid Row song at the end. And I think he was more involved in having fun with the crowd than actually singing in a style that was. Oh, well, the tiki. Well, he was the tiki. I'm sorry, he was the tiki torch, not the s'more.
Oh, that actually makes more sense because tiki torches are tall.
Are you saying a s'more can't be tall?
I've never seen a small s'more, tall s'more. Jesus, I can't even talk.
Well, I haven't either, but
Okay.
But yeah, okay, he was the tiki.
The tiki, okay.
Yes, but I think he was more involved in having fun with the crowd, enjoying the experience. He wasn't worried about singing on point metal, but it wasn't perfect or anything by any means. But it's a fun show. I enjoy it. It's something we like to watch.
I'm literally looking this up right now just so I can find a picture of Sebastian Bach dressed like a tiki.
Like a tiki torch.
Son of a biscuit.
It kind of looks like a pineapple in a way, doesn't it?
No.
No. When I first saw it, I'm looking at it, I'm like, that kind of looks like a pineapple to me a little bit.
I mean, I think it's the green grass because I've never really seen a tiki with green grass behind it. I'm going to try to pull up a picture here, if I can, maybe. Because I found one and now I have to share it. Ashley Parker Angel was the s'more. Who is that?
That's what I'm saying. So they pull from R&B and all over the place, and some of these people I don't know. So they'll throw names down. Like, who's that?
Ashley Parker Angel, was that not from a boy band?
Yes.
O-Town?
Yes.
You know why I remember that?
Because you're a big boy band fan.
Yeah, obviously. I've got my New Kids on the Block tattoo over here somewhere. No, because O-Town, I don't remember who their producer guy was. Something Perlman or something. I don't know. Anyway, I watched that because I thought he was like the scummiest freaking record producer or I don't promoter or whatever. Bruce Perlman? Yeah. No, that's a basketball coach.
There was a documentary about this guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd have to look it up, but there was a documentary about how he screwed all these guys over. There it is.
So there's Sebastian Bach dressed as the Pineapple Tiki. And
yeah, Lou Pearlman.
Lou Pearlman. Okay, I was close.
Lou Pearlman. Yeah, there it is. He's got the metal horns going.
Why does he look like that?
What do you mean?
I don't know. He looks like somebody from a movie, but I just can't. I don't know.
You have to remember, he is sweating profusely.
I know that, and I would probably look worse if I was in that, but he reminded me of somebody from a movie, and I don't remember who it was. The funny thing is, on the Instagram feed, all that was there was a huge-ass picture of Sebastian Bach in a tiki costume. So that actually worked out for the one person watching that video. Wait, that's me. Crap. Everybody else is on the YouTube part, but whatever.
The dude from Cobra Kai.
Looks like she's saying he looks like Terry Silvers from Cobra Kai. He was in Karate Kid 2, but he had black hair. I'm like rubbing my head like I've got hair. He had black hair, and then in Cobra Kai, he's went white or silver. So yeah, Terry Silvers. I know exactly who she's talking about. I love Cobra Kai.
I have not watched it.
Really? Did you watch any of the Karate Kid? Squirrel.
The first one.
Not the second one?
No, I thought sequel. Stupid.
No, not stupid. They take Mr. Miyagi back to Okinawa.
Why?
No, wait.
What?
Or was that Karate Kid 3 Season of the Witch?
I thought they took Mr.
It
Miyagi
wasn't the
back.
first one. The first Karate Kid is when Danielson wins the tournament
Yes.
at
With the
Ohio
flamingo.
Valley.
With the flamingo or whatever. The crane.
The crow.
I thought we took Mr. Miyagi back to Al's Diner.
No.
Because the Fonz needed a jukebox.
No. They thought he was supposed to be the jukebox hero, which he was when they took him back to Okinawa.
Oh, heck.
We are going to binge Cobra Kai when I come for vacation.
I'm watching Cobra Kai.
That's fine. Good. Because I expect a full report. That is not even close to the amount of... Okay. All right.
You know, if you think about it, though, and I know nothing about how this series became a concept into reality or anything like that.
Are we back to talking about Sebastian Bach, or are you still on the Black Crows?
I'm on Cobra Kai at the moment.
Okay.
I just want to say I don't know how the concept came to fruition, but who sat there and said, you know what, we need a series about what did Ralph Macchio do with his life?
Because we did. We never got closure.
What did all these people do after the end of Karate Kid 4?
No. No. We had Karate Kid 3, and that is where we had Silvers brought in. And that's when Daniel turns on Mr. Miyagi. Huge ordeal. So you need to watch Karate Kid 2, Karate Kid 3.
Is this essential?
Yes.
So to understand Cobra Kai, I have to know the whole franchise.
Yes. You absolutely must, because there are people in Cobra Kai from all seasons. Or all movies of the Karate Kid from way back in the 80s, 90s, 80s, whatever.
I don't remember the 80s.
You'll remember Karate Kid when you watch it. Just get a bonsai tree, sit there and snip it while you watch it.
But did anyone go to see the number 2 and 3?
Yes. Okay. Absolutely.
I don't remember number 3 even being advertised.
Oh, yeah. Number 3 was good.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Kathy's going to get you educated on this whole thing.
It all feels like Rocky 4 to me, or Rocky 5.
Yeah, with no idea. Because I haven't seen it.
That's the one Rocky movie I don't care for.
I don't remember Rocky past number 3.
That's a lie. Everyone remembers Rocky 4 because it's got Dolph Lundgren in it.
Didn't watch it.
Yes, you did.
Nope.
You had to.
I was not a Rocky fan.
But this is the best one because Rocky destroys Russia.
Yeah, but I watched the one with Hulk Hogan, and that was really the most important one.
And Mr. T.
Okay.
Yeah, both of them as big a stars as Stallone.
Obviously. I didn't see the one where he fought Dolph Lundgren. I didn't see the one where he went after Butterbean. So yeah, I didn't see him. I haven't watched Rocky 6, Rocky 12, Creed, Apollo's Chariot, Creed in Concert, Creed breaks up, Creed's back. Not seen any of them.
So in Rocky 4, Dolph Lundgren's character kills Apollo Creed in the ring.
What?
Kills him.
How the hell do we have a Creed movie now?
That's because the baby was already spawned.
That's his kid?
There you go. Now
wow. And this is why you have to watch Karate Kid.
And Cobra Kai.
And Cobra Kai. Yeah. Now I understand.
Exactly. It all ties in. We all
Yeah.
come back around.
Yeah. Just like Creed.
Yes.
And we talked about some stuff about Creed right before we went on the air.
Right. Like, there was an article in Blabbermouth, I think, that said Mark Tremonti is holding back, or he has been holding back music for a possible Creed album. I don't know if I've got the article pulled up just yet, but I thought that was interesting that how long has he been holding this music back,
Right.
Because um, and they're also very, very surprised at all of the positive response to this tour, which I am too.
Well, see, that surprises me that he's surprised about everybody being surprised. Because, like, I don't know, when Creed was hot, they were hot.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean, everybody wanted to freaking tour with them. Everybody wanted to listen to them. When I was down in Florida when they were super hot, and they were on the radio every hour. Every hour was some kind of Creed song. Every countdown, Creed was on it. So this does not surprise me at all, especially when you throw in the fact that Three Doors Down is on this tour with Creed. You could leave off the other ones, which I don't remember. I don't remember who they are. You could leave off any other opening act and just leave Creed and Three Doors Down, and that tour would sell out.
Well, and I guess what shouldn't be so surprising is that Creed was Nickelback at one point, where everyone's like, "Oh no, I hate that band," but yet secretly they have every record. They just
and sing along to every song.
Exactly, but all of a sudden it wasn't cool, so thus I don't like them.
Right.
Which is a bit ridiculous. If you like it, you like it. Just whatever. But
which is a lot like our version of Stryper, when people just didn't like them. And they put out good music.
He was asked if he can see Creed making new music in the not too distant future, and Tremonti answered, "I'm not sure. If we would have known this was going to do so well, we would have planned ahead of time and done new music beforehand. But from an outsider looking in, some people are like, yeah, just put out new music." But we have to record it, and we would have had to record it 9 months ago to be ready now for this kind of tour.
Yeah.
So if we start writing music now, it would take us months and months and months to write it, and then months to record it, and then 6 months of setting it up, and then it's time for us to sell it Ultra Bridge all over again. So, yeah, it's not so easy as just spewing out a record like that.
Yeah, because you don't want to just put out a crappy ass record.
No,
if people are gonna pay to see you, they obviously they want to hear all the nostalgia. You're gonna throw out a couple new tunes here and there, but yeah, people don't want to hear that.
I think it would be cool if they debuted something new, like a song.
Oh, I would love it.
And what if it was one that was kind of just sitting around anyway? Maybe it didn't make a Creed record. Maybe it was a B-side that no one knew.
That's exactly what I was just thinking. That would be awesome.
So he goes on to say that he's not opposed to making a new Creed record. That's not what he's saying. He says, when I'm writing songs and I go over ideas, I'm like, wow, that would be a great Creed song. And I kind of hold it aside for a day that might happen. So he says there's a lot of times when I'll write a song that I'll put on a Tremonti record and I'll be like, that would have been a great Creed song. But he wasn't thinking there was going to be a Creed. So thus put it on a Tremonti record. So it's not like he's totally forgot, that he was in that band or anything like that. I think at some point we'll see something.
Yeah, I hope we do. You know who's not going to be putting out new music soon?
Who?
Warrant.
What's wrong with Warrant?
I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong, but there was a recent article put out in regards to Warrant, and Eric Turner says that new music is on hold due to some personal stuff going on. And when you always hear about personal stuff in bands, you're like, all right, who's getting fired? Who's leaving?
They hate each other.
Yeah. Whoa, they've just had this tour because, I
You
went
heard
to
it
see them or
here
not.
first.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, we just got cut off on something, I'm sure. So somebody asked him recently, and Eric said, we're not sure what we're going to do as far as new music. It's been a little bit. There's just been some stuff going on where we haven't really been doing any new music. We have some riffs, and we have some half finished songs, but due to some personal stuff going on, we're just kind of on hold as far as the new record goes. He continues to say nothing horrible, but just band stuff. So when you leave it at just band stuff, what the hell does that mean? And why just
Right.
say band stuff? Granted, we don't need to know all their business. However, there are still fans out there that want to know what the hell.
It could be a lot of things, and it could be just when you say band stuff. We need a break from each other.
It could go as far as to say they don't like their producer, they don't like their label. Maybe there's an issue with management. So band stuff could
Could be a
really
lot of things.
kind of mean anything.
Right. It could be a lot of things. It could be creative differences, and they all need a break. It could be, like you said, we're changing up managers, or we're tired of this or that. It could be a lot of things.
Yeah.
I don't see anything on the horizon saying they're going to not be touring or being Warrant anymore.
Right. You see bands do this all the time. They'll come out with a new member of the band. Motley Crue. Name almost any band, and they've had a new member or two replaced. It's just the way it goes. But again, like you said, we have no idea what it is. On kind of the same side of the coin, but yet totally different, we just recently had a reunion between two people.
Right.
And I think this is where I got my 20 years. Two people that hadn't seen each other in, I believe, 20 years.
20 years. Yeah, that's what the article said.
And I'm going to let you run with this one because it's super exciting if you've got the info up.
Well, I know what I know at the moment. It's talking about Wolfgang Van Halen and Michael Anthony.
Yeah.
And what I read was that Michael Anthony went to a Wolfgang Mammoth show and wanted to, take in the show and maybe get a chance to talk to Wolfgang, which happened. And it was very, very cordial. And even more than that, it was like seeing, a brother again kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it went really well. And Wolfgang even was excited to beforehand. He knew Michael was going to be at the show, and he was excited beforehand to get to see him and talk to him. It had been 20 years, and he gave his stamp of approval also on the upcoming Hagar Michael Anthony Chickenfoot Van Halen tour, which I think there you go. There's the big hug.
So here's the photo for you guys that are watching live or watching the replay and not just listening. Tell me that right there isn't a happy sign, because you guys got to remember Wolfgang is who replaced Michael Anthony when Michael Anthony was demoted, fired, left, whatever you want to say. And Wolfgang was what? Was he 15 at the time?
I think he was a little bit older, but he was pretty damn young.
Yeah. And this is what we get is a photo like that. If that's not two people that actually liked each other and were genuinely happy to see each other, then yeah, you'd be fooling me, because I just think that was awesome. And when I read the headline of an article I was reading, I was like, oh man, this isn't going to go well. But then it's been everywhere. It's like, oh, they were so happy to see each other, blah, 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 which is great. Now it just makes me wonder if what I hope happens.
Oh, that David Lee Roth will get up on stage or something like that, or
no, I want Wolfgang. Hopefully he will jump up and maybe play a few shows with Sammy and Michael and them when they go on tour next year.
I don't know that he would be opposed.
Exactly.
If he was free. If he had free time and was able to swing it, I don't think he would be opposed to doing that.
Yeah.
That and we've said it before, that Van Halen camp is so. Well, we talked to Sammy Lee
Right.
of Red Rain about this dysfunctional. He disagreed with me on dysfunctional, but there's stuff that always goes on in that band, and they're so secretive. But I don't think any of that has to do with Wolfgang.
No, I don't either. Absolutely not.
No, and I think I don't know that you could hold ill will against Wolfgang if you're Michael Anthony. He was a kid. It wasn't his decision. I don't think he was backstabbing anyone.
Right.
Nothing like that. This was a weird time in Van Halen, and Michael Anthony's out, and Wolfgang is in.
Yeah, I mean, how do you argue with your father when he says, "Oh, you're playing in the band now"?
Right.
Do you say, nah, I don't think so. You do what Dad says, and okay. And plus, I mean, you're a teenager and you're getting ready to go on tour. Okay.
Well, and the interesting thing is because Michael Anthony brings such a unique thing to Van Halen, mainly not just with his bass playing, with his vocal harmonies.
Oh yeah,
vocal harmonies. I saw Van Halen with Wolfgang, and I'll tell you, it didn't miss a lot. Wolfgang's a good enough singer, and so is Eddie, or was, and they pulled it off. It wasn't quite the same, but it was good.
Yeah, this was the first time the original Van Halen bassist had met his replacement in 20 years. The lineup change had taken place in 2006 when Wolfie was 15.
15, you were right.
Man.
Well,
And the cool thing...
Go ahead.
I would say the cool thing was that when Wolf put up the picture, he put a picture up on Instagram. It was one of the ones that I just popped up. It said, ran into an old friend at the Mammoth WVH show in Vegas tonight. Parentheses, love you, Mikey. I mean, come on. Like, that's just so awesome. It's like, it's almost like a couple family members of your own family that you're like, yeah, you guys finally got back together.
Yeah, but it is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you have to think. You have to think about. Wolfgang grew up around all of those guys.
Sure.
They were in and out of the 5150 studio. They were in and out of the house, which was right up the hill.
Right.
Because I've been there, obviously. But yeah, right up the hill. And everyone knew Wolfie.
Yep.
So yeah, that is family. That's his Uncle Mikey. And, man, I'm getting a little teary-eyed.
I know. I'm thinking about Aunt Valerie and all that. Well, I guess that was his mom, wasn't it?
Crap. That was his mom.
Whatever. Right. Kentucky. But anyway, yeah.
For our fans in Kentucky, TbT is just kidding.
Yeah. But yeah, very cool. Super stoked. Can't wait to see if something comes from that, during the tour next year, especially just here, because we want to see that here. Nowhere else, just where we're at.
It'd be a lot of fun. It'd be a lot of fun if different people came on stage every night and did something.
Yeah. And as long as they post it up on the YouTube or something like that so we can see it, then absolutely.
You talked about, I pulled this up. Let's see if I still got it. Yeah. So you mentioned Michael Anthony, but I wish we would get to this point. This will never happen. And we won't be around, but Eddie Trunk just celebrated 40 years in radio. And a party was thrown for him in Vegas at the Hard Rock, hosted by and organized by Sammy Hagar and Michael Anthony. So they were providing a big chunk of the music, but also this is a sampling.
Okay.
Of the people that showed up for this. Alice Cooper, these performers: Alice Cooper, Ace Frehley, Geezer Butler, Sebastian Bach, Corey Taylor, Mike Portnoy of Dream Theater and Winery Dogs.
Yeah, not to be confused with Dave Portnoy, the pizza guy.
Right. Kevin Cronin, REO Speedwagon, Lita Ford, and Stephen Piercy. And that's just a few. Can you imagine? Because they had to turn people away from performing. There wasn't enough time. Can you imagine that they're celebrating you 40 years, we're throwing you a party, and by the way, I've got 40 people that want to perform for you. Can you imagine that? That's amazing.
No, because nobody's doing that for us, and we're getting ready to start season 3 when we come back in January. 3.
Can you believe that?
No.
You said last week that was episode 75, and I about said that blew me away. 75 episodes?
Yeah. That's insane.
When I didn't know that we would get past episode 4.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So, yeah, kudos to us.
Absolutely.
But also pretty cool for Eddie Trunk. 40 years in radio, in rock radio, and inspiring people to do podcasts and things.
Yeah, because and that's one thing that we will always have in common with Eddie Trunk, and that's having a face for radio.
Right.
So we appreciate being in such great company, or a face for podcasts. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, I mean, that's crazy to think 40 years of him doing that. Do you remember the old DJ back in the day, Shadow Stevens?
Yes.
Let me throw some trivia on you here.
He had a voice, by the way.
Oh, I loved it. Shadow Stevens. Oh my gosh. He used to do Hollywood Squares.
Yes.
So let me throw you some trivia here. This will blow your friend's mind if you've even seen the movie. 22 Jump Street.
Yes.
All right, you need to think back to the scene where so you got the one cop that's undercover, and his sergeant or captain or whatever shows up to eat dinner, and then he's there to eat dinner, and they have to act like they don't know each other, but yet the dude is banging his captain's daughter. Is this ringing a bell?
No, but
damn it.
Hilarious. I have seen the movie, but it's been a long time.
You have to rewatch it now, because I just found out today you got a lot of watching to do. Just fast forward. Is that a thing? Yeah. Fast forward to that part in the movie where they're at a restaurant at college to eat dinner. The daughter is the daughter of Shadow Stevens.
Oh, wow.
Right? Blew my mind. Had no idea. I just happened to look her up earlier, and I was like, who is this? Because I wanted to see if she'd been in anything else.
Yeah.
And it said Parentals. Shadow Stevens. And I was like,
was her name something like Ethereal Stevens or Black Mark on the Floor?
No, it's Skid Mark.
Some sort of shadow related name.
No, I'll tell you her name in just a minute. I mean, I know we're getting close on time, but this is worth.
I just want to
tell. This is our damn
podcast.
We can do whatever we want. Shadow Stevens' daughter. Her name is Amber Stevens. It's actually West because she married some dude named West. But Amber Stevens is her name. And Shadow Stevens, yes, that's her freaking dad. And that's crazy. And Natalie, if you say Shadow Stevens, wasn't he on Hollywood Squares? Yes, I've already said that. If you were paying attention instead of playing with your stupid elf. I'm all right. We're good. So, when we come back in 2024, our first episode, we're going to talk and name our favorite albums of 2024. We haven't decided if we're going to narrow it down to 5, 10, whatever. We're just going to talk about a bunch of them. So that's what we kind of want to do from you guys is we want you guys to come up with what you think your tops are. And let's just see how much we compare. Don't stick to just one genre. Go to everything you want from bands that are out today, more prevalent today versus from a long time ago, because we've had albums from, of course, Metallica, Dokken, Winger. I mean, there's been a plethora of albums this year. So take a listen to them. We're going to rate them based on what we think is the best, because I guarantee that that Ace and I will both have two very different number ones. But at the same time, that's okay, because I'm sure everybody else will too. That's it. I ain't got nothing else.
Nah, I'm done.
Yeah. So once again, this is the last episode of 2023. We will be back on January 2nd. That sound about right? January 2nd, 2024. Brand new episode, brand new sets. Totally not true. We're still going to look the same. I want to thank Music More Records and Bad Company Barbecue for their continued support of us as we enter season 3 of the Weekly Pour podcast. Season 3. That's crazy. We may hit our 100th episode next year. If we actually do that many, who knows?
Right.
But that would be like 100 hours. Just throwing that out there. Yeah, that's a lot. Well, actually, it wouldn't, because we only have 30 some more to catch it. So whatever. # math. Okay. Yeah, we will decide over the course of the next couple of weeks whether or not we're going to keep Natalie on as a moderator. And yeah, so from us to you guys, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Chanukah, Happy New Year,
Kwanzaa,
Happy Kwanzaa, Merry Chrysler, Merry Clitmas. I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I don't know. But still, come see us in about 3 weeks. January the 2nd. I think that's what I said. Anyway.
The tooth.
Okay. Happy holidays.